Hi friends, I hope you're doing well this week. As you look in the background, this is not Colorado but Tampa, Florida. We're down here celebrating Sarah's 40th birthday. As I was traveling down here, I was reading all the reviews on the NFL draft and then the speculations about the upcoming NBA draft. I like doing that fantasy type of thing and trying to figure out who is really going to succeed in the long term. Well, we're not involved in that in official capacity, but in everyday life, we have to make choices of who we hire, who we're going to go with, who we decide to work with. What are the indispensable qualities of a leader? And I'd like to share 3 of these with you today. The first of these is character. And character is the most important of all of them. Because if a person doesn't have character, they're not going to amount to anything in the long run. You think about football and basketball, you think about business and college and education and all kinds of things. A person needs character. And I look at this in light of the Apostle Paul and Timothy, how he was developing this young leader for the future. And he talks about him in Philippians chapter 2 and verse 22, where he refers to Timothy as having a proven character. In other words, there's integrity in his life. And he's an honest man. He does the right thing. You can count on him. And when he does fail, he'll own it. He'll follow through with getting things resolved. Secondly, competency. You think a person has to be competent in what they're doing. They have to be good at that skill. And we also read about that in 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 15, when Paul admonishes Timothy to meditate on these things. In other words, the things that he has taught him. And he says, give yourself wholly to them so that your profiting may appear to all. It's not about how smart you are, but how well you steward what God has given to you. God has given you skill sets. He has given you talents and abilities. God has given you resources, and he expects you to do your best to be a good steward of those. And a person that does have character and also has competency, in other words, they have given diligence and hard work and focus onto developing these, will really do well. The last is compassion, a heart for people. And I see this with Paul and Timothy as well. When he refers to him as my son several times, and my dear son, there is a personal relationship. If you can't deal with people, get along with people, work with people, have compassion for people, you're not going to amount to anything. Because leadership is about people. It's about relationships all through life. And I see this with Paul and I see this with Timothy. And a person needs to be able to continue to develop those. My prayer is this, that you be a good leader. God's called you to be that. And that you would be able to discern who really makes a good leader and someone that you can count on in the long run. It may not be the NFL draft or the NBA draft, but you're going to make decisions about the future. And these 3 are critical: character, competency, and compassion. I hope you have a great week.